Salmon, originally the large fish now usually called the Atlantic salmon, Salmo salar, though more recently the name has been applied to similar fishes of the same family, Salmonidae, especially the Pacific salmon, which constitute the genus Oncorhynchus. The 6 species of Pacific salmon, Oncorhynchus, are the following: the sockeye or red salmon, O. nerka, which ranges from the northern Bering Sea to Japan and the Columbia River of the American Northwest; the coho or silver salmon, O. kisutch, ranging from the Bering Sea to Japan and the Salinas River of Monterey Bay; the chum or dog salmon, O. keta, ranging from the Mackenzie and Lena rivers in the southern Arctic southward to Japan and the Rogue River; the king, spring or chinook salmon, O. tshawytscha, from the Yukon River to China and the Sacramento River; the pink or humpback salmon, from the Arctic to Japan and the Klamath River; and the cherry salmon, which is found off Japan. The Atlantic salmon is native to the rivers on both sides of the North Atlantic. The adult Atlantic salmon averages about 10 pounds, 4.5 kilograms, in weight, while the king salmon averages about 10 kilograms, though individuals of 22-36 kilograms are not uncommon. Chum salmon average about 4.5-5.5 kilograms. Coho salmon weigh about 3-4.5 kilograms, sockeye about 2-3 kilograms, and pink salmon 1.3-2.7 kilograms. Pacific salmon live most of their life in the ocean, but as adults they return to the stream where they hatched in order to spawn. They use their olfactory senses, their sense of smell, to find their spawning grounds in their home river, and at least one species, the sockeye salmon, Oncorhynchus nerka, can also sense differences in Earth's magnetic field to navigate back to its home stream from the open ocean. The female digs a pit in the stream gravel into which she and a male spawn simultaneously, and she then covers up the eggs with gravel. Adult Pacific salmon die soon after spawning, but many Atlantic salmon return to the sea, and after 1 or 2 years in open waters may spawn again, some up to 3 or 4 times. Most salmon spawning takes place in late summer or fall, and the eggs usually hatch in late winter. Incubation rates depend on temperature, taking from 60 up to 200 days. After hatching, the salmon fry consume the yolk in the attached sac before wriggling up through the gravel to seek food. Young pink salmon descend almost immediately to the sea, while chum salmon leave in a few weeks. Coho salmon remain an entire year in the streams, while young king and Atlantic salmon may remain feeding in streams for 1 to 3 or more years. Young sockeye salmon dwell for 1 to 5 years in lakes before migrating seaward. Salmon are silvery-sided fishes while in the ocean, but during the breeding season a change in coloration occurs that varies from one species to another. The males generally develop hooked jaws. The changes are most striking in male Pacific salmon. Adults run upriver in spring or fall and take no food, although they will strike at fishing lures. The spawning grounds may be close to the sea, but the king and chum salmon swim more than 3,200 kilometers up the Yukon River to spawn in its headwaters. The migrating salmon, impelled by instinct, fight rapids and leap high falls until they reach their spawning grounds. Even landlocked salmon, which mature in deep lakes, ascend tributary streams to spawn. Atlantic salmon, though fished commercially in certain areas, are valued chiefly as sport fish. They are farmed in fish pens in many parts of the world. The king and coho salmon are prized sport fish in the larger rivers of the Pacific coast. The commercial fishery of Pacific salmon nets millions of pounds annually, of which nearly half is pink salmon, 1/3 is chum salmon, and most of the remainder is sockeye.